Right guys, welcome back. What we're going to be looking at now in the next series of videos is essentially to make a single input endless generated kind of game. Think something like Flappy Bird or like the old helicopter games where you would just click and you would fly up and down to dodge things. I don't want to put a specific kind of game that it is, because essentially what I'm showing the mechanics to make this kind of game. What you do with the mechanics is completely up to you. Use your imagination. But yeah, what I'll be showing you is that kind of like a Flappy Bird side of it. So to start with, what I've got is I have these sprites here. These sprites, this yellow one is my danger sprite, so this is what I'm trying to avoid hitting. This is, or these two should I say, are 2 frames of an animation of obviously flight. What I'll be using in this tutorial, which we're going to be looking at the character controller and flying up and down and all that kind of stuff, I'll just be using one of these and I'll come back later on to add in the animation between the two. So to start with, what I need to do is I need to import the sprite sheet into my sprites folder. And as we can see, if I click on the little button here, it's brought it in just as one big picture. So this picture now needs cutting up into the individual sprites that we're going to be using. So just for this video, I'll show you how to do that. The next video we'll look at making this into a playable character. So if we click onto the sprite itself, you'll notice we get the sprites import menu, or import settings should I say. What we want to do is we want to change this. So currently the sprite mode is set to single. Obviously, this is not just one sprite. We're going to have multiple from this sprite sheet, so we need to change this to multiple. Then, if we click where it says Sprite Editor and apply the change, we will get our sprites popped up. I don't really like them at this resolution because they look a little bit blurry. But now, we're going to be cutting them out. So, it's as easy as just clicking and dragging over your sprite. As you can see, I've missed a line of pixels just there, but I can always edit this and change it. The name down here we can also change. If I select all of that and I change it to danger, then we have our danger sprite. If I click on there, we can see that it's popping up. The same again for the character animations. But what I need to make sure with this one is I need to make sure, we can do this numerically, that the width and the height on both of them are exactly the same. So I'd probably say around there. So if I put, we'll say car for character, and this is wing down. I'll copy that, make it a little bit easier in a second. And we can remember the width and height are both 80. So if we come in here, I'll just drag a box in, change it to 80, and then I'll just drag this into the right place. Because we know the size of it, that makes it a little bit easier. Paste it in here, and we'll call this one character wing up. So if I click apply on this, we should see that when we go back in here, we've got our sprites individually, so then we can then use them in the next video. Cheers.